Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Real Life Perspective by Filmmaker. Now originally we're going to do either camera reviews or a build this week, but as you know, I talked about a while back, we actually submitted our short film about 9/11 called Tuesday to the Arizona State Thespian Festival for review. Now I actually attended the Thespian Festival this weekend, and the reviews weren't exactly encouraging. Went in, everyone was telling me, you know, oh, you did such a good job, you did such a good job, and I was expecting straight superiors, and it goes fair, good, excellent, superior, and there's 3 judges, and they can each give you their own review. Well, I ended up retaining only straight excellence, which is a little bit disappointing, and the ones that won I didn't necessarily wholeheartedly agree with. But again, you have to think about your target audience, and I'm not saying ever change for your audience, because your style is your style, and what you think is good, you need to be making them for yourself, not for others. Even though you do want others to see them and to like your stuff, that doesn't mean you change your style or, you know, what you think is cool or fun to do just because other people do or do not like it. Well, the other ones, none of them had dialogue. None of them had camera movement, and none of them had lighting. It was all natural lighting, and you could very much tell. And there's overexposed, and they had editing mistakes. Though, it was at a thespian festival, and the storylines were very human rights and very artsy, which in the film world is limited to independent videos on Vimeo, basically. But, in theater world, that's totally acceptable and very well looked upon, so I mean, I understand the scenario. But basically, I'm not talking about just ranting about how I did and how I thought I should have won. What I'm saying is that there are certain ways you need to deal with rejection when you are applying to a film festival. You can't look at it as, oh, they don't like my work, or I'm not good enough, I need to stop making my craft, because harsh reality here, if you can't take negative criticism on your films, get out. Because there is no place in the industry that you can go that you won't experience negative criticism. And you'll experience it a lot, whether it's on YouTube, and you'll just get the haters who don't even hate because you're not doing well. Even if you do well, you're gonna get these people who are gonna dislike your videos and, you know, comment fake and gay or whatever. I don't know, is that what people do? Is that what the troll on Ray William Johnson does? I don't know. But either way, you have the trolls, and they'll come at you, whether it's professionally and they're trying to do it, or they're just doing it to try and make you feel bad. But if it's professionally and they're trying to, their criticism is to be taken as something to improve upon. For instance, Tuesday was done in my high school, and you can apparently very much see, and I was aware of that, and I thought people would ignore it and think, oh, well, he's a high school filmmaker, and oh, this and that, and what he did the best with his resources. And those things are all true, but what I do need to consider is that I am a high school filmmaker, and I do not have the resources that Hollywood has, and so I can't tell my story if I don't have the resources to tell my story. So if in my case you have something like Tuesday, where you really need a full office building that looks like an office, not like it's an office in a high school building, either procure one, rent one, build one, or find a new script and come back to that one later if you really like it. Like in my case, there's another competition that I could reapply Tuesday to. Well, I'm not going to do that. Clearly, one, the judges are looking for something different. They're looking for a completely different style, and I don't know if I'm necessarily going to bend to that. I might just try something from a different angle, something that I still like, just not quite down the same alley. But at the same time, you have to look at it as, this is what I can actually do, and you know, maybe later on the line, like I said, 15 years later, I might want to revisit Tuesday when I have more resources, maybe a 60-foot jib and a building. That would be fantastic. And, you know, just sometimes there's things that you have to put aside because you don't have the camera. If your project is going to be too slow motion oriented, well, your T3i isn't going to cut it. You can only go to half speed. If you're going to be doing something that needs extreme low light, well, I'm sorry, your little tiny Canon Palm camcorder it's not going to do it. It's not going to do what you need it to. You need to put it aside until you can afford a DSLR or a C300 or whatever it is that is going to be able to make you be able to tell your story effectively to your audience. And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't follow your heart. I'm saying that if a project isn't being able to be told properly, don't do it because your story won't end up looking as good as it could have. Basically, because you don't have the resources, you will be compromising the integrity of your film just because of resources, and that's something that can be fixed by revisiting it later on in time. So, on that note, those are things you can do to try and avoid putting out something like I did. Not to say it was bad, because I thought I did a pretty good job on it, but at the same time, I do understand a lot of their criticisms. But if it is you and your work being criticized, you need to, one, try to take it constructively. Don't just try and disregard everything. You can agree to disagree. You can be proud of your own work even if someone else decided to rap on it. But ultimately, you need to try and take criticism as something that'll make you better. Because even if you said, oh no, I meant to do this, I meant to make it artful, I meant to do this and this and this, well, not everyone's going to get that. So while it may make sense to you, you still have to kind of taper to people so that they can understand it, and you got to be able to handle criticism. That's the biggest thing. Number two, if it makes you feel better, respond to your video with loaded firearms. I'm kidding, of course. Do not do that. These are merely a decoration because I'm at my dad's house. Usually I have my mom's stuff around me in my studio, and those serve as my background. But for right now, I just got a few props here. So they're kind of trying to make this more filmy. But on that note, be able to constructively deal with criticism. If that means talking to people about it, or just trying to correct your film, put it out a second time, go for it by all means. If it means that you have to come back in time and revisit it to try and make it better when you have more resources or better opportunities, go for it. On that note, that's how you should handle criticism, and just try and take it positively. But now I would like to just talk about some simple updates on what we're going to be doing here in the next month. Everyone in the independent world seems to get really excited over Bloodtober, and I'm going to say, I like Bloodtober, love October. It's interesting for me to watch and to participate in, but I don't get into Halloween like I do Christmas. And that being said, Christmas is right around the corner, and I am so excited. And for right now, I know you're getting a little bit more talking than you're used to, and I'm sorry about that, but we are going to be looking at some other things. We have 4 sketches planned for you in the month of December, which I'm sure you all will love. And we got some stuff planned for you afterwards. Just got a lot of great stuff planned. I don't want to give too much of it away. One of them is replacing what we're going to call Tron Christmas, which we were trying to do last year, which involved, I don't even want to give that away because I'm planning on doing it next year. But this year we replaced Tron Christmas with Cup of Christmas. And you'll find that out sooner or later. That should be second week, probably, of December, and the week before or after that, not even sure of the organization yet, you can expect to see a video on Black Friday or on the last day of Christmas trying to buy presents at the last moment, and then my final big favorite one, which is going to be, I don't know, one sec, what is it? Horror Christmas. I don't know a name yet, but I am really excited about this one. I'm going to be trying to do kind of a joint mixture between stop motion and live video, and just kind of masking stuff. And so you might see a Monday episode on how I put it all together, but for right now, look forward to those sketches. There is a 4th one, not exactly sure which one. We have a list that we want to pick from. We're not exactly sure which one we're going to take, but look forward to it. And on that note, thank you for watching this week's episode of Monday Real Life Perspective. And I hope you will catch us this Friday and next Monday and then the next Friday and then for Real Life Christmas. Thanks, guys.